Hey guys, this is Jarrod, and I'm back to read more poetry for you. It is April the 24th, 2013. I thought I'd start dating these things so I can remind myself that it's Wednesday again. I'll be reading three poems today. I'm going to go as far back as the 1990s when I pretty much started gaining momentum in regards to writing poetry. Although I've written poetry earlier than that, but hardly, barely. The first poem is entitled Was, and it's basically my explanatory take on the past tense. Was, February 19th, 1994. This too is time, that mountain climb, referring to what's linear but brittle, that carries melodies of temporal tides. It is the tenure, tender legacy, coddling growth so gently. A granted once chosen sample of a second to a tick, then further graduates in minutes. For the lackadaisical, the zestful, some so minimal and others ample. It's a wave crashed, but never fully abated from its family matter, rather frozen in a moment as rebirth becomes an imprint of the inevitable. The chase is movement, motion alive, not forms of activity now stiff, a photograph derived. I'm yesterday. I convey all as a fair. My magic, if you will, renders what's here and there. Age is a monniker that pledges to its science. It's immovable, defiant. And to understand this cosmic inhibition should nullify the causation of strain, relentlessness. Bow to the all-star prominence of permanence, the roaring flat line that winds, that all is done. The wind isn't there in a world that no longer turns. Then the comparison to trees. Look at them now and gloat. Look again at the difference that can only erode if to reminisce on prior glances and seize thrills that emote what's clear. It's the rider of space, its premise and place, a past that's not last, but the old face of formality. The second poem I want to read today is entitled The Wind Before the Rain, and I wrote this early, in February of 1996, and basically I've always loved loved that contrast of feeling that fresh air right before it starts to rain. Those little droplets of rain will usually come and hit the dirt and smell, and then that nice fresh breeze hits your face. And I've always loved that, even as a kid. The Wind Before the Rain, February 21st, 1996. Symmetry is this moment, the wind before the rain, another gift from Mother Nature to acknowledge the purely sane. With a brush of sweet air, drip drops sprinkle upon faces. Along with the aroma of sweet earth, our dear mother delivers her good graces. Longing for the overcast of skies during an ill-bred summer's bane, a concern for the withering of constant flora, hoping for the wind before the rain. The final piece I'm going to be reading today is entitled Croak. It's a little bit more toward the macabre, and as a matter of fact, Edgar Allan Poe influenced this. He definitely influenced me to write this poem. I was reading Poe around that time. Again, I've read Poe quite a bit. I'll never forget his poem, The Bells, which is one of my favorites by him, by the way. Poe dealt with, again, the macabre and death and a lot of melancholy situations, a lot of terrifying situations, and no one wrote it better than he, as far as I'm concerned. Croak, January 2nd, 1999. An infantile influenza, the impossible manned grandstand, unruly and seedily neutral. The opposed is adjacent, distance paired to a sealed can. Sluice, the sound of something that clogs the grooves. Those little funnels are now pudgy entrapments. Poor water will never supersede the body's block, privy to the lack of tools. A caress, and salivates the night crawlers. Remember, the main line has stopped. Tremble to the prickliness of simpleness, or be a source red gushed, dim to cool. Listen as melody croons a final nocturne. Thank you guys for listening. I'll be back next Wednesday.